Okay, let's look at Deuteronomy 28. Deuteronomy 28. I'll be reading from my Tanakh. If I can get there. Let's see. All right, we're going to pick up at verse 48. G-Dash read this verse last night in his live, and I thought it was so appropriate for me adding it to this video. All right. Deuteronomy 28 starting at 48. This is what the Most High said would happen to us. All right. You shall have to serve in hunger and thirst, naked and lacking everything, the enemies whom YaHuWaH will let loose against you. The mighty one will put an iron yoke upon your neck until you are wiped out. Now, if you go back up to 43, it says, the strangers in your midst shall rise above you higher and higher, while you sink lower and lower. 45 says, all these curses shall befall you. They shall pursue you and overtake you until you are wiped out, because you did not heed your mighty one YaHuWaH and keep the commandments and laws that were enjoined upon you. They shall serve as signs and proofs against you and your offspring for all time. We not gonna be saved by no man. See, Kanye, he don't realize that part yet. Even if the Most High allow him to realize it, so be it. Welcome to the family. But if the Most High don't let him realize it, I mean, the Most High gonna show mercy to who he want to show mercy to. I know that. But at the same time, I also know that we can't get away from these curses by no means until the Most High pull us out of this and redeem us from this. He said he was going to put these people over us to oppress us. Oppression is the opposite of autonomy. We were free. We had our own land. Nobody was paying no taxes. Nobody needed a bank. No, we didn't need any of that stuff. The Most High gave us freedom. But to keep that freedom, we had to listen to his statutes and his laws. We had to keep his judgments. We had to do things his way or the highway. And we chose the highway. And that's where we at right now. I mean, go look at 48 again. You shall have to serve in hunger and thirst, naked and lacking everything, the enemies whom YaHuWaH will let loose against you. That ain't us. Who else has this happened to? When you read Deuteronomy 28, from 15 all the way to 68, who else fits that? Does it not matter to y'all? It used to didn't matter to me when I was a Christian. But when I found out that I was a Hebrew, that I am a child of the Most High, chosen to follow his instructions and follow his lead and call on him only, I had to make the adjustments, and I'm still making the adjustments to get into that. It's still adjustments I'm having to make right now still. But I'm working all that stuff out because I know how serious this is. Like I said earlier, censorship is slavery. I don't want my voice censored because I'm supposed to seek out the lost remnant of Israel and share this information with them. Tell them what the word is saying. If they don't want to read it, then they can listen to it. They got to, people, all of us, have to call on the Most High, all right, directly, and give him his due respect directly. This time right here, you know what I'm saying? This is a very important time in history. Kanye calling out a lot of hypocrisy. He calling out a lot of sorcery. Just a lot of evil. And yeah, he's done some evil stuff, but he calling it out. He calling this stuff out. I'm not gonna call myself anti-Semitic. I might call myself an anti-Christ because I don't believe in an anointed salvific son that's gonna save me. But I'm not gonna call myself anti-Semitic because I'm Semitic. I'm Shemitic. At the end of the day, Kanye is telling black people who they are. And that's important. Because a lot of them don't know who they are. I didn't know who I was, but now I do. And then as I go look at what the Most High is requiring of us in these days, all right, I'm trying to make the necessary adjustments to align with what I can do as a chosen one. And I'm also sharing with non-Israelites that they can become Israel. Now, don't get me wrong. There are certain bloodlines that the Father said he ain't dealing with in this earth. But I'm no blood specialist. I'm no DNA specialist. I'm no culture specialist where I can tell people, no, if you following the law, if you doing what Exodus 12 said do, all right, if you doing what Isaiah 47 said do, I'm not that I'm not that knowledgeable yet. And I admit that. I know I'm responsible for the things I say and do, and I'm accountable for the things I say and do. All right. But I am willing to say that the Father is going to save whoever he wants to because that's his words. He'll show mercy to whom he will show mercy to. So with Kanye saying that black Jews, blacks is Israelites, blacks is Jews, that's the truth. I'm with it. Kanye doesn't want to be a mental slave from what I can tell. I don't want to be a mental slave. I'm on the same page with him on that. I don't want to be censored. All right? I don't want to be shut down from free speech. And you shouldn't either. It don't make no sense to gripe about somebody's free speech when you're going to complain in your free speech. That's hypocrisy. It don't make no sense. People want to sit up here and talk about hate speech and bad, talking down on people and punching down and stuff. Black people is the most talked down, dogged out, punched down upon people on the planet. And if you haven't been able to tell, we are oppressed. The scriptures tell us why. And the scriptures tell us how to come up out of it. Let's look at, let's go to Ezekiel real quick. This is a familiar verse. I want to go back to it real quick. Ezekiel 33. What verse am I looking for? All right, I'm going to start at 13. No, I'm going to start at 12. It says, now, O mortal, say to your fellow countrymen, the righteousness of the righteous shall not save him when he transgress, nor shall the wickedness of the wicked cause him to stumble when he turns back from his wickedness. The righteous shall not survive through his righteousness when he sins. When I say of the righteous, he shall surely live, and relying on his righteousness, he commits iniquity, none of his righteous deeds shall be remembered, but for the iniquity that he has committed, he shall die. So too, when I say to the wicked, you shall die, and he turns back from his sinfulness and does what is just and right. If the wicked man restores a pledge, makes good what he has taken by robbery, follows the laws of life, and does not commit iniquity, he shall live, he shall not die. Kanye fits in this category right here. A few reports have come out that George Floyd's estate is going to sue Kanye for some of the stuff he said about George Floyd. I mean, to each his own. But at the end of the day, I mean, Kanye gonna give him the money. I'm willing to bet he gonna give him the money. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't gonna be 250 million what they asking for. That ain't righteous. That ain't fair. But I believe Kanye he gonna under the table do something with them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not speaking on George Floyd. I'm you know, this video is not about that situation. That was just an all-around bad situation right there, man. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, Kanye is on a righteous track right now. He is trending in a righteous direction right now. All right, and if you don't like some of the stuff you saying, you need to look in the mirror and check yourself. All right, listen to everything he's saying. Stop cherry picking. A lot of people do that to my content. They want to cherry pick what I'm saying. They don't hear the truth I'm speaking, and they don't challenge the truth I'm speaking. But because they don't like me, they got plenty to say. It's a lot of people out there that I don't like. I ain't got nothing to say about them. We ain't on the same frequency, so I don't mess with them. The Most High got me doing certain things over here, and I'm going to let them keep doing their thing over there. But when people say stuff about me and lie on me and try to destroy my character and stuff, I'm responding. Shoot. That stuff is wrong. We ain't supposed to do our brethren like that. And people do it. And when you do it, you got to call that wickedness and that evil out. Kanye is calling that wickedness and that evil out. And he was petty wearing them White Lives Matter shirts. I'm going to say it again. He was petty for doing that. But he did it to his black detractors and critics. That's who he was doing it to. He was flaming them. And it worked. People got outraged. The woke mob, everybody. Woke mob know they don't care about black culture. Ain't nobody out here speaking on abortion or nothing. Who's the most deleted baby in the womb? Said it in a previous video. Us. We don't even make up the majority of the population. But check this out. Look what happened. I'm reminding y'all again. Look what happened in Egypt. When they saw that them numbers was going up and eventually that them numbers would outnumber them, they had to come up with all these provisions to make sure that didn't happen. Primarily slavery. And that's what's happening to us now. Not only physical slavery, all right, prison. Prison is physical slavery for y'all that don't want to admit it. Because a lot of people work. A lot of people make money off the work that prisoners do. And the majority of the prisoners in this country are black, Hebrew, Israelite. But the deleted babies in the womb, don't nobody want to bring that stuff up either. Kanye do. Kanye saying a lot of the right things, and he's got a big enough image, a big enough platform, a big enough title in front of his name to be able to reach people. That's why they're trying to suppress him. That's why they're trying to censor him. Suppression and censorship is slavery. It's oppression. And it's what exactly the Most High said he would do to us. Let's go wrap this thing up. Let me go make sure I got all my notes out. Oh, the DNA results that are all the DNA research and scientific evidence that is, making DNA more and more of a solid resource to figure out who people are. Eventually, they're not gonna be able to get around what the DNA is saying about black Jews. Not gonna be able to get around that. Physical Israel is playing a major role in these last days. It's time for y'all to wake up and accept that. Get in the word and figure out what your role in this is. All right? Are you on the Father's side or are you opposition to the Father? If you Israelite, are you opposition to the Father? Kanye's voice is a big voice right now. Just like during the pandemic, Kyrie's voice was a big voice. I stood with him too, because he didn't put that inoculation in his bloodstream. And he was 10 toes down with it. These are the moments in time that we're supposed to look at and ask ourselves, what is the Father doing in this? And what is my role in what the Father is doing? Kyrie wasn't crazy and is not crazy. And Kanye is not crazy. And he ain't stupid either. Let's go to Psalm 28 and we're going to wrap it up. Let's go to Psalm 28. All right. Psalm 28 of David. O YaHuWaH, I call to you. My rock, do not disregard me. For if you hold aloof from me, I shall be like those gone down into the pit. Listen to my plea for mercy when I cry out to you, when I lift my hands toward your inner sanctuary. Do not count me with the wicked and evildoers, who profess goodwill toward their fellows while malice is in their heart. Pay them according to their deeds, their malicious acts, according to their handiwork. Pay them. Give them their deserts. For they do not consider YaHuWaH's deeds, the work of his hands. May he tear them down, never to rebuild them. Barak is YaHuWaH, for he listens to my plea for mercy. YaHuWaH is my strength and my shield. My heart trusts in him. I was helped and my heart exalted. So I will glorify him with my song. YaHuWaH is their strength. He is a stronghold for deliverance of his anointed. Deliver and bless your very own people. Tend them and sustain them forever. David said that about us. And it's time that we turn back to the Most High so he can answer David's prayer right there for us. I've said it time and time again, y'all. This life is hard. This world, what they got us in is tough. Right now we are oppressed. We're owned by this government. I would love to have my own piece of land where it's mine. I know the government couldn't just choose at the whim to come get it, to seize it. And they couldn't take me out. Like Jezebel took what was his name? Nabor. I can't remember his name, but Jezebel found out that Ahab, her husband, wanted a plot of land, and a citizen of Israel didn't want to give it up. Jezebel had him murdered. That's what the government does to citizens. Been black people, been Israelites, been Native Americans, having their land snatched for decades, for centuries. Never to see it again. Whole bloodlines just losing property, losing sustenance, losing their inheritance because the government entity says that they own it and they can do what they want. This is oppression. And some of this stuff with the powers that be, Kanye is calling it out. But for us to get out of this situation, Kanye ain't gonna save us. All right, JC ain't gonna save us. Ain't none of these politicians gonna save us. We got to look to the Most High. We got to call on him and trust him to do what he said he gonna do. And that's what I'm doing. And I encourage y'all to do the same thing. All right, if you enjoyed this message, if this helped you, all right, if you got a better insight on what Kanye is doing and why some of what he's saying is significant, hit that like button for me. All right, share it, share the message. I know it's chopped up into 2 videos. I didn't want, y'all know how I feel about long videos. Whether it's right or wrong, that's just how I feel about it. And on my platform, I don't tend to want to do something over 30 minutes. I know I've done it before. It happens, just recently happened or whatever. But I would prefer to give y'all shortened videos so y'all can do what you need to do. All right, to listen to it, go through your scriptures that I'm sharing in those videos, and then get a better insight of what the Most High is asking of you. So, all right, that's it. Like I said, Kanye is not crazy. All right, he going through some stuff. He is frustrated. He is petty. All right, he is a little bit, maybe even bewildered because of some of the stuff that's happening to him, the box that they've pushed him, cornered him into. But sometimes that makes you say the right stuff. Sometimes it makes you share the truth. And I believe that's what he's doing. And that's of a benefit to our people. And it's of a benefit to some of the strangers out there too. So much love, y'all. You guys have yourselves a wonderful weekend. All right. And until next time, shalom, shalom, and shalom.